Hey, what's up? Hello. If you're new here, my name is Kayla and you're watching Kayla's Bookish Vibes. Today's video is going to be a book shopping vlog. We are going to the bookstore. We are not going to Barnes though. In today's video, we are going to 2nd and Charles. This is kind of like a secondhand bookstore here in my area. This video was inspired by, I believe her name is Danny. Where's my phone? I don't know her channel name. I'll leave her channel here on the here on my page, and then I'll also leave it tagged down below. But she's been going to McKay's a lot in her vlogs. I really enjoy her vlogs. You should check her channel out. And it really made me miss McKay's. I'm from Tennessee, and in Tennessee we have McKay's. There's one located in Nashville and there's one located in Chattanooga, but we don't have a McKay's here in Georgia, unfortunately. The closest thing we have to it is the store that we're going to now, which is 2nd and Charles. They just sell secondhand books. They also sell like video games, records. If you're really into records, this is an amazing place to go to. So she's inspired me to go here. I've really been wanting to go since I've been watching her videos. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I have a few books that I'm going to be donating or trying to sell. I don't typically like to sell my books to secondhand bookstores unless I'm just like completely over them, because you don't get a lot of money back, especially compared to how much you spend if you bought the book brand new. But I'm trying to get rid of these books, and I don't necessarily want to put these books in a little library, so I'm just going to try and sell them and see if they'll take them. The books that we're going to be trying to sell today is We're Going to Need More Wine by Gabrielle Union. I'm pretty sure my husband bought me this book. But I don't like nonfiction. Like, I don't like memoirs. I don't like nonfiction. I just don't read them. So we're going to try and sell this one. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. It feels wrong trying to sell a Toni Morrison book or like unhaul a book by Toni Morrison. It just doesn't sit right with my spirit. But I have double copies of this book, so I already have this book at home, and they should take this one because it's like brand new condition. And then I have 2 books by Liz Tomford. Oh, my books just fell on the floor. I have Right Move, and I think the other one that just fell is Mile High. We'll be trying to sell those. We're also going to try and sell Black Candle Woman by Diane Marie Brown. I just didn't like this one. I ended up DNFing it. I love the cover though. The cover is just so pretty, but I couldn't get into it. So we're going to try and sell that one today as well. And then the last book is a book, I think my mom got me this book. If you're seeing this, Mom, sorry, but I don't like, she's also going to get on to me about chewing this gum. But I don't like nonfiction. I don't like self-help. I don't like memoirs. I literally only like fiction. And this book is When Women Pray by T.D. Jakes. I'm pretty sure me and her were supposed to be reading this together at some point, and I just failed because I don't like to read those types of books. So we're going to try and sell them to 2nd and Charles to see if we can get some money back. Now for the books that I'm trying to look for to see if they have secondhand, which my hopes are not high just because the selection here isn't very diverse. Honestly, they take a lot of these books by donation, and if there's not a lot of diverse people donating their books, then you just get what you can get, you know. But I'm specifically looking for books by Terry McMillan because I don't know if I've mentioned this on my channel, but I'm trying to collect all of her books. They had been reprinting all of her books with new covers, and while I do really enjoy the new covers, if I can find the book in good condition with an older cover for way cheaper, then I'm going to get it. I'm also looking for books by Mary Monroe. I think I've also mentioned in a previous video, if you've been watching, I want to find God Don't Like Ugly. I've been thinking about that book since I mentioned it to you all. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that my grandma Ann got me into reading that book. And for me, it's just like a nostalgic book that I want to have on my shelf. So I'm going to see if they have that. Any book by Sally Hepworth. I've been trying to collect her books as well. She writes thrillers, domestic thrillers specifically. So I've been trying to collect like the physical copies of all of her books because I've been reading her books on Libby, and I've just been reading them on my Kindle. So I don't necessarily have like physical copies of a lot of her books, even though I've literally loved every book that I have read of hers. So I want to see if they just have some for cheap. And then I have 2 sets of books that I want to get for my kids for homeschool. So I want to get Pig the Pug books. If you know, you know. If you don't, it's fine. And then I also want to get some Bad David books. Again, if you know, you know. If you don't, it's fine. They're also really into the Cat Kid Comic Club books, and they always have those. And like the Dog Man, is that what it's called? The Dog Man comic books. They always have those there. So I'm going to see if I can get those for a good price as well. Now that I have given you a laundry list of all the things that we're going to try and sell and all the books we're going to try to find, I will get with you all when we actually make it to the bookstore.
Found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see, yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one, yeah, yeah. Isn't that too far away from our hearts, yeah, yeah. The ones we keep close, we should never let go. So tell me who you love, baby. Take a moment to unwind, fix yourself and realign yourself with the world, baby. Breathe slow, baby, yeah. Ooh. We should breathe slow, we should breathe slow, we should breathe slow. Fit check. Yes. Work it.
I'm leaving that in there. oldies in here, like a lot of 90s writers. James McBride. A few books, but I kind of need to go through them because there's literally no reason I should leave with all of these books. It's just extremely unnecessary. So I'm gonna go through them and figure out which books I'm gonna keep. This book is so cute and I've never heard of it. It's YA though, and it's like, do you really need another YA romance? And I don't, but it's a black YA romance. And I'm gonna get it. This is only $6.95 and it's like It sounds like a speculative fiction, but with like some magical realism, maybe even possibly sci-fi elements to it. Never heard of anyone talk about it either. Gonna get it. Both of those are YA, by the way. These two books are what I'm really like trying to consider. First of all, they look to be fantasy and the covers are stunning. But it's kind of bothering me that one is in paperback and the other is in hardback, and it's a series, like they go together. So it's kind of bothering. That's really bothering me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know. It's about witches too, which is kind of giving me pause. I don't know. The jury's still out on these two books. We'll decide in just a moment. And then This Is My America. I'm probably gonna put this one back, honestly, because there's no reason for me to read it. I don't need this book. I just want it because the cover is stunning and because I know what the subject matter is about. But if I'm being honest, I don't have to read this book. I know, you know, I know. So I don't have to buy this book. And I don't think I'm going to, although it is a beautiful cover. Found this bookmark randomly. It was just on a shelf and I'm taking it, okay? It's old. It is very old. But it says African-American painter Alan Rohan Crite made many paintings of the street scenes in Boston while employed by the Federal Art Project of the Works Progress Administration during the Depression years. And I'm assuming that this is a bookmark of his paintings, but it's old and I don't know. It just seems like a bookmark that my grandma would have used, and now I need to have it. So I'm keeping this bookmark. This one is by Timothy McMillan. I've never read this book, but I can tell by the cover that it's like a 90s author. And the synopsis just sounded very messy and intriguing. $4.95. That's another reason why I picked it up, because it was only $4.95 on the back. Like a couple that's married, they fell in love. Now they've been married for some time. The spark is gone from the relationship. The woman in the relationship ends up probably having an affair with a man, and now she has to make a decision between staying married to her husband or, you know, staying with this guy that she's now madly in love with. Sounds very messy, and I feel like all 90s books were very messy. I'm trying to decide which books to get and which ones not to get.
Some of what I got. Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. I've actually listened to this on audiobook, but it's always good to get a physical copy. Coming back at you again with another Gary Vaynerchuk. Haven't read this one yet. It's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. So it's guaranteed to be a knockout. Classic. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Then my sleeper pick. Haven't read this, but this is definitely one of my favorite politicians. It's Bakari Sellers. Now what I didn't know is my boy's from the backwoods of Conway. Not Conway. He's from the backwoods of South Carolina. As am I.
Show him in the guide. Blamed it on the back.
Oh really?
He's from South Carolina too, right?
Yeah, from Moncks Corner. But yeah. Well, what is little dude on the front looking like one of my cousins?
Probably is your cousin. He's related to everybody in South Carolina. If you're from South Carolina, that's probably your cousin right there. Okay. We're gonna go check out the records. I think I picked enough books. If they have some gems, I'm probably still gonna buy them. They literally have so much Jermaine Jackson in here. It's not even funny. More Jermaine Jackson. Finally made it back. I'm not gonna lie, anytime me and my husband can get out without our kids, we always make a pit stop. And I think I showed you, but we stopped at Krispy Kreme because the hot sign was on. And I also went and got a coffee because is it a book buying trip if you don't stop to get a coffee? So I had to get a coffee. But now we're back home and I want to show you guys the haul, what I ended up buying for myself. I think I'm going to keep the clip of what my husband ended up getting for himself. He did a little haul for you all. But the books that I decided to go with: Sanctuary by Paulo Mendoza and Abby Sher. I'm excited for this book. I don't have anything like it. This is YA. I keep saying I'm going to like get away from YA because I'm all YA'd out, but I keep buying it. I don't know what it is. I keep buying it. But I ended up getting this one, and there's something about this book. I feel like it's magical realism, possibly. It says, a part of the synopsis, everyone living in the US had to get an identification chip implanted in their wrist. The chips would have all of our information on them: ID number, birthplace, blood type, medical history, even allergies. The chips would make everything so much easier, the president told us. With just a simple scan, we could know who belonged here once and for all. If you didn't have a chip, clearly you were illegal. It wasn't okay. Nothing about this world was okay. But maybe I was just too used to living a lie to say anything else. So I'm like, what is this? Is this sci-fi? Or are there sci-fi elements? I haven't looked it up on Goodreads yet. I don't really plan to. I just want to read it and have my own thoughts about it. But loves this. Obviously, we like to add Black and brown authors to our shelves. The next two books, I want to preface this by saying, because I know my mom watches this channel.
Mom, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is still the head of my life. Okay? Okay. Love you.
Okay, so the next two books I ended up getting are also YA fantasy. The first one is called Witches Steeped in Gold. I believe this is the first book. And then the second book in this series is Empress Crowned in Red. I don't know if this is a duology, if there's more to this series. Hopefully it's just a duology. But I got them both because fantasy is my new zhuzh. And when I can find Black fantasy, it's like even better. I haven't heard anyone talk about this series, so I'm excited to go into this blind. I'm not going to look it up on Goodreads at all until I finish the second book to see if I need to continue a series. But I'm just excited to have like found something for myself that no one else has like tainted my mind about. Like, I'm not going to be swayed either way. I'm just going to go in, read it, and have my own thoughts and opinions on the series. I'm excited about that. I know I got one more YA. Yeah, a YA romance. I had to get it. The cover is so cute. For All Time by Shanna Miles. It's cute. I was actually looking for a YA by Christina Forrest. She has a YA, and I think it's the only book of hers that I have not read yet, and the only book that I don't own. It's because I've been waiting for it to come out in paperback, and I think it comes out in paperback this year if it's not already out this year. I was looking for that book and I couldn't find it, but I did find this one, and it's giving me the same type of vibes. It's called For All Time. Excited. It's a YA romance and it's Black. I honestly feel like there's magical realism in this one as well. It says, together Tamar and Fayard have lived 1,000 lives, seen the world build itself up from nothing only to tear itself down again in civil war. They've even watched humanity take to the stars. But in each life, one thing remains the same: their love and their fight to be together. One love story after another. The only issue is they never get to see how their story ends until now. The cover is cute. They're Black. You know, I love it. I had to get it. That was the last YA book. It was 4 YA novels that I purchased. My inner child won't let me be responsible, so I don't take blame for that. I'm healing her one book at a time, okay? I did find a Terry McMillan book. It's not all downhill from here. Excited to add this to my Terry McMillan collection, and I'm also really excited that it's one of her new covers, which I didn't expect to find. I thought they would only have the older covers. This one I got was Black Women Writers at Work. This I'm really excited about. It seems like it's going to be like a series of interviews from all of the featured artists or authors: Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison, Alice Walker, Margaret Walker, Audre Lorde, Gail Jones, Christina Hunter, Nikki Giovanni, Alexis DeVoe. All of these authors have been interviewed and their answers and stuff are in here. And I'm really excited to just get into it to figure out more about some of my favorite authors. Toni Morrison is one of my favorite authors. I'm also excited to learn more about authors that I'm not familiar with. And then if I feel inclined, I can pick up some of their works. The next 2 books I got. So there's a booktuber that I watch. What is her name? Kenya? I think her name is Kenya, but her channel is called Lily Reads. I want to say, I could be totally wrong, but I think I'm right. She mentioned in one of her videos, it was a while ago, she mentioned in one of her videos, she said something that literally stuck with me, because when she said it, I was like, wow, she literally gave language to something that I have been trying to figure out. But she was saying how she hated unhauling certain books because sometimes she felt like she was preserving Black literature. That's literally how I feel about the books that I buy for my shelf and the books that I choose to own. So I can read anything from anyone as long as it's not nonfiction, and it's fine. But what I choose to purchase with my money and what I choose to have on my shelves is typically books by Black authors. And it's because I have this thought that I'm a preserving Black literature. I know it's like ridiculous because obviously I'm not, but in my mind, when I buy books by Black authors, it's because I'm preserving Black literature. And that maybe one day in the future, someone will stumble upon my collection of books and be like, wow, look at all this amazing Black literature. That's just my thought process. Anyway, I bought 2 books today with that in mind, and honestly because I really want to read it. Roots. First of all, this book is huge. It's big, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I will probably check this book out on Libby and read it on my Kindle before I sit and hold and read this big book. But I own it and it's on my shelf, and I do want to read it, so I probably will read it on my Kindle though. And then I also got Queen, which is also by the same author, and I believe these are connected in some way. Not really sure, but I'll figure it out. So I got these 2 books as well. All right, folks, we're literally losing sunlight. Like, she is out of here. But here's our haul. All the books that we found at Second and Charles. It was a pretty good trip. I do get a lot of my books from Second and Charles or even websites like Book Outlet. I typically buy in bulk whenever I order on Book Outlet when they have their sales. A lot of my books that I own are secondhand. I do obviously buy books brand new from Barnes, but most of the time I save those trips for when I have gift cards or when it's on someone else's dime. I.e. my husband's dime or my mom's dime. Someone has asked in the comments before if I have an Amazon wish list, and I do, but honestly I won't be linking that because I save that list for like family, close friends, loved ones, for when gifts are needed, like birthdays, Christmas, Mother's Day is coming up, so I'll probably send it out then as well. And typically they clean that list out, y'all, so I never really need anyone to buy books off of that list. And I don't want you guys to feel pressure to buy me books off of that list. Honestly, you commenting, subscribing, supporting my channel, sharing my videos, that is more than enough support for me, and I really appreciate all the love that I have been receiving lately. It does not go unnoticed. So if you do feel like you want to get me something, just share my video, like my video, and don't forget to subscribe. And that is going above and beyond, honestly. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of today's video. I really appreciate it. If you did, leave this comment since we are literally losing sunlight. Our sunlight is gone. She has left the building and it is now setting. Leave this comment to let me know that you made it to the very end. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.